Hello and good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing great. I am Attorney Yael coming to you guys live from Orange County, California. Usually we go live on Thursdays, but today it's Wednesday and I am here with you today, one day earlier. So it's very good to be here today. I am here to answer your immigration questions. So thank you for everyone that sent us their questions. And if you're here and you want to ask a question, that would be amazing. Please feel free to drop your question here in the comments, and I promise to get to them as we go. And if you are watching the recording of this, so you're not live with us, that's also cool. I'm happy to answer your questions also if you watch this in the recording of this. So still write your questions, and I'll get to them as soon as I see them. So like I said, I'm Immigration Attorney Yael. Our firm is located in Orange County, California, which is between Los Angeles and San Diego, if you don't know. And we practice immigration law exclusively. We help clients from all over the world immigrate to the United States. We have really great questions that came in today, and I'm excited to discuss some of them with you. I picked the best questions that I think would be relevant to most people, but if you want your specific question answered, feel free to write us your question. Okay, everything we say today is going to be general information, so it's not specific legal advice. So feel free to reach out to us always personally. Our number is here on the screen if you want to have an individualized, personal, one-on-one consultation. Okay, perfect. Hello, and everyone that is joining. I am actually live right now on Facebook and YouTube. So hello to everyone. Perfect. So are you guys ready for some questions? Let's jump into some questions. Okay. The first question we received for tonight is, what documents do I need for a fiance petition? Great question. Super common topic, the fiance visa. The fiance visa is a special visa that a U.S. citizen can petition for their fiance, and it allows the fiance to come to the United States for 90 days for the purpose of getting married to their U.S. citizen petitioner. And there are different milestones and different requirements for the fiance visa, but generally speaking, if you ask what do you need to show, what documents do you need to present for the fiance visa, you really have to present in the initial request proof that you meet the requirements of the fiance visa. So what are those requirements? First of all, that you are a U.S. citizen, right? The petitioner. So you prove that you're a U.S. citizen, birth certificate or your passport. You would have to show that you are available to marry. You're free to marry, what's called. So if you've been married before, you would have to show that you are now divorced. You're no longer married, so you have to submit your divorce decree. And you would have to show that you are in a bona fide relationship, so you're in a real relationship with your fiance. So for that, you would have to show things like proof of your meeting in person, proof of your relationship, any communications that you've had while you were long distance. The next thing you would have to show is proof of that meeting in person. So one of the requirements for the fiance visa, a lot of people don't know this, is that you are required to meet in person at least one time in the last 2 years. So you have to show proof of that. Okay. Finally, you have to show proof that you intend to get married. So you have to submit a statement that you intend to get married here in the United States. So there are different documents that are needed for the fiance visa, and they go directly to proving the requirements of this visa. Okay, so if you want more information, we have a ton of information on our website. You can go to brudennerlaw.com and learn more about the fiance visa. And if you want to reach out to us directly, we're also happy to help. Okay, perfect. Hello to everyone that's joining. Thank you so much. It's really great to see you guys. If you're new, I would love if you could give us a like on Facebook or subscribe to our channel on YouTube, so that way you can get more information about these kind of events and be informed about all kinds of things about immigration. Okay, let's see what other questions we have for today. Okay, let's see. This is a good question. I have a case pending for my wife. Can I add my wife's daughter as well? Okay, so I don't have a lot of information, but I am the answer depends on if you're a U.S. citizen or a resident. Okay, if you're a U.S. citizen, you cannot add your daughter. You would have to her daughter. So you would have to petition her daughter as well. As long as you married your wife before the daughter's 18th birthday, she is considered your stepdaughter, and you can petition her as your daughter, and you would petition her directly. If you did not get married before her 18th birthday, before the daughter's 18th birthday, then you would have to petition her. Then your wife would have to petition her once she becomes a resident. Okay. Now, if you're a citizen, then if you're a resident, the petitioner, you're a resident, then you can actually petition your wife, and and her daughter would go into that petition, as long as she's your stepdaughter. So family-based immigration can get a little tricky, who can petition who, and the logistics around it. Okay, what forms you need, direct application or derivative application. That is all things that we can help you with if you reach out to us. Okay, so generally speaking, if you are petitioning your wife, most of the times you can also assist your stepdaughter, your wife's child, to immigrate as well, either directly or indirectly. Cool. Let's see. Hi, Luke. How are you? There's a question here regarding marriage-based case. Will USCIS deny a marriage green card application if there is a big age gap? So I hope you're doing well, Luke, thank you so much for the question. Immigration will not deny a case just because there's an age gap, okay? Immigration might ask more questions and might look a little closer to your case if there's an age gap, because it could be a red flag. Remember, immigration is looking for fraudulent relationships. A lot of people have used the immigration marriage-based green card not in the right way, right? So for all those people that kind of took advantage of it and used it in not a legitimate way, it hurts the people that are doing it the right way and are in legitimate relationships. So they will not deny your case just because there's a big age gap, but they might look a little bit closer into it. Okay. I hope that answered your question. Okay. Let me see what else we have coming in here. Hi, Maestro. Hello from Haiti. Okay. Carolyn is asking, I'm a resident. My card expired. I just looked at it. So can I travel if I pay the $500? Okay. So if you are a lawful permanent resident, you do need, and your card expired, you do need to file to renew your green card. Okay. You've had your green card for a long time. You say here that you're a resident for 20 years. That means you need to renew it. You probably already renewed it before. The $540, that's the filing fee for the I-90. If you're asking also about the fee waiver, you can look into if you qualify for a fee waiver. There's applications on the USCIS website to request a fee waiver. Usually what happens is when you file to extend, to renew your green card, you will receive a receipt notice. And with the receipt notice, that will automatically give you an extension on your green card. So it usually gives about 24 months. It can go up to 48 months, 24 to 48 months extension of your green card. So let's say your green card expired December 1st, 2023. Then you would get another 24 months. You would be able to travel with your expired green card and proof that you filed to renew it, because the actual proof gives you 24 months. Okay. So if you pay the fee or you submit the application for the green card renewal, you can get that option to travel, but always take with you your expired card. Okay, it expired October 23. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You're still within that 24 months. So they will give you 24 months from the expiration of the green card. Okay. Awesome. I hope that helps. Feel free to reach out if you need help with that, okay? Maestro is asking, how is it possible to help me to apply for the first time? Maestro, give me more information about your situation. Okay, you're from Haiti. Do you have any family members in the U.S.? What are you looking to apply for? Carolyn is asking how she can get the receipt. So once you file your green card renewal, it's the I-90 process. You can go online. You can on the USCIS.gov website, and you can type in I-90 or green card renewal. There's a very nice feature in the USCIS website called Emma. She's the interactive chat bot, and you can ask Emma for help, and she's surprisingly helpful. So you can ask her for help. If you apply online for the I-90 and you do pay the fee, then you will automatically receive receipt, and then that you paid, and then in the mail you would receive that officially, that receipt with the extension. Okay. Let's see. Gonzalez is asking, hi, what happens if someone forgets to submit the divorce for a 45 based on marriage? Okay, so if you are applying for a marriage-based green card, you do need to submit proof that any previous marriages were terminated. Okay, so if you disclosed on your application that you were married before and you did not include that the divorce decree, then the judgment for divorce, then you will most likely receive a request for evidence, and they will ask you to provide that. Okay, so most likely you will receive something from immigration asking for it. Okay, perfect. Carolyn, you're welcome. Thank you for joining, and thank you for your question. Maestro is asking to apply for a green card. So to apply for a green card in the United States, generally speaking, you need to have a petitioner. You need to have someone ask for you and petition for you. So generally speaking, it's usually a family member or an employer. Okay, and you can go onto our website. There's a lot of information there about how to apply for a green card and who's eligible. Also, a very helpful resource is the USCIS.gov resource. It's just the U.S. immigration website that has a lot of information in there. Okay. Awesome. For everyone joining us right now, feel free to write your questions in the chat, and I'm happy to answer them as we go. Okay. Perfect. Carolyn, yes, if you have a receipt that you've filed for your extension of your green card, you will receive in the mail an extension letter with a receipt letter with an extension of your green card. Okay. Esther is asking if I can help with that website. Let me see if there's a way for me to post here. Let me see. I will respond to your comment later with that link to that website, okay? It's uscis.gov. Awesome. Okay, let's jump into some more questions. Let's see. There's a question here. I submitted a petition for my mom and received a letter requesting a different version of my birth certificate, but I don't have one. How should I respond? Okay, this is pretty common that you submit something to immigration and a request, like a green card request or a petition. In this case, this person is probably a U.S. citizen, and they're petitioning for their mom to be able to immigrate to the U.S. So one of the required documents is to submit your birth certificate to show that family relationship, right? To show that she is really his mom. And birth certificates, there's certain versions per country that you have to submit. And I don't have enough details in this situation to say, but if the birth certificate that you submitted is not the official version for that country, the official acceptable version for that country, then you should see if there's any other form of birth certificate that you can acquire. And if not, you can do that by going to the civil agency, if you know of your country, right? So I'm assuming also you were not born in the United States. You probably went through the naturalization process yourself. So try to get a different version of your birth certificate, a certified copy by the appropriate agency in your country. And if you don't have that, then you can always request and provide secondary evidence. Okay, I'm sure that most likely in that letter that you received example of what secondary evidence include. So some people, they don't have a birth certificate. Maybe it was lost, maybe it was a long time ago, there was never issued one. Their country does not supply birth certificates anymore for different various reasons. So there's secondary evidence that can be included. Okay, so read that letter really well. And if you need help, just let me know. I'm happy to help. Okay. Okay. Hi, Gaz. Thank you so much for your question. Let me pop it up. How can I sponsor a relative for a tourist visa? Do I need to file an I-134 or can I just write a letter? So something that there's a big misconception out there. You don't need a sponsor for a tourist visa. Okay, for a tourist visa, you're not required for anyone to file an I-134 for you or anything like that. Your relative can apply for the tourist visa and that's it. They don't need to have a relative sponsor them. They don't need that letter. In fact, immigration most likely is not going to look at anything. They don't like looking at documents at the interview. Okay. Let's see. I'm a U.S. citizen who wants to sponsor my brother-in-law in Montenegro. Does the letter help? They've been denied before. You know, if your brother-in-law has been denied before a visa, I recommend having him have a consultation to prepare him for his interview. The tourist visa interviews are super short. Sometimes they only last them 2 minutes, and within 2 minutes, you need to convey to the officer that you do not have immigrant intent, and you intend to return back to your home country, right? So when we do preps for interviews at the consulate, we literally practice how to say in 30 seconds how to answer the question, what is the purpose of your visit? Because that's what the question that they're asking. And most of the time, consular officers are not going to look at letters. They're not going to look at support, because the whole purpose of this is supposed to be they're coming for tourism for a very short time. They don't need anyone to support them financially here. So my recommendation is to have him reach out to us. We can do a interview preparation session. So I would apply again for the visa, and when he has an interview date, have him consult with an attorney to get him ready. Okay? Yeah, we do everything remotely. We help clients throughout the US and all over the world. So we'd love to help him. Okay? Carolyn, regarding how long does it take to get a renewal? Renewals are taking a long time. Some of them can take 24 months to get renewals. That's why when you file for your renewal, they will automatically extend your previous green card by 24 months, right? Because it takes them a long time. In terms of the filing fees, there are rumors that filing fees are going to go up across the board for all immigration petitions. They've tried to do this before several years ago, but they were stopped by the courts. And eventually immigration is going to increase the fees, but we're not expecting it to be by January. Regardless, if your green card is expired, you need to renew it now. Okay. Great question, guys. If you are new here, I would love for you guys to like our page, follow us on Facebook and YouTube, subscribe to our channel so you can get more and more information like this. Perfect. Okay. Let's jump into some more questions. Okay. Do I still need to be married to qualify for a VAWA green card? So VAWA is a type of green card. It's a self-petition that you can apply for if you were married to a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident, and that marriage was not a healthy one, and that marriage involved extreme cruelty and mental, emotional abuse, any kind of serious mistreatment. So the good thing about VAWA is that a green card is that you do not need to be married to qualify. Okay, and this is so important to know. You can file for a self-petition through VAWA up to 2 years from the date that your divorce was finalized. Okay, so if you're in this situation, you do not need to be married to your spouse. You don't need to keep living with your spouse. You're eligible to file for this, even if you're not living with this person anymore, even if you're already divorced, up to 2 years after divorce. Okay, so if this is your situation, please reach out to us. I'd love to help you with your VAWA case. Okay, let's see. Oh, you're welcome, Carolyn. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to help. Thank you for joining. Okay, let's see. I'm on an F1 student and my girlfriend and I are thinking of getting married. What is the process for that? Well, congratulations that you're thinking of getting married. That's exciting news. You didn't mention if your girlfriend is a resident or a citizen, but let's just assume that she's a U.S. citizen. If your spouse is a citizen, then you can absolutely apply for a marriage-based green card. The marriage-based green card, you can apply for it here in the United States through a process called adjustment of status. And I know that sounds a little scary, that word, but adjustment of status is just kind of a fancy name for applying for the green card here in the United States. So the process involves filing several forms and applications and petitions with USCIS, which is the agency that decides these cases, and submitting it to immigration. So there's a petition that you would file, and there's your application to adjust your status. There's an affidavit of support that's needed. And the cool thing is, if you are filing here in the United States, you're on an F1 student, you came with your visa, you're filing here in the United States, you can also apply for something called a work permit and a travel document while you're waiting for your case. So it's very exciting. If you need help with the process, just feel free to reach out. I'm happy to discuss with it further with you guys. Perfect. Let's see. Okay, this is an interesting one, guys. What are my chances to become a citizen if I have a criminal record? Okay. So the process of becoming a citizen is called naturalization. If you're a green card holder and you've had your green card for a specific amount of time, so 3 years or 5 years, depending on your situation, then you can apply for something called naturalization to become a U.S. citizen. Now, one of the requirements to become a U.S. citizen is that you are a person of good moral character. And having a criminal record could affect that determination of good moral character. Okay, so it's a really good idea if you have a criminal record and you're thinking of applying for anything, not just citizenship, but for any kind of immigration benefit, it's a really good idea to consult with an immigration attorney and for them to evaluate exactly what your record is so that they will tell you if it will affect your chances or not. Okay, many times it really comes down to when this happened. So many people maybe have a DUI, or maybe they have a shoplifting arrest, or maybe they have something in their record, and it comes down to when were they convicted, and is it within the 3 or 5 years that you have to show good moral character. Okay, so it might affect your chances to become a citizen if you have a criminal record. So I definitely recommend a consultation with an immigration attorney. Okay. Okay. Carolyn, if you want to contact us, our information is here going on the screen. You can first of all, you can send us a private message on Facebook and we'll get back to you, or you can just call us or text. It's 714-794-9366. That's 714-794-9366. You can call us right now. We have people to take your call if you want to book an appointment or schedule a consultation. And if you had your green card for 20 years, you might consider applying for naturalization to become a citizen. Okay, and once you're a citizen, you don't need to renew anything. You don't need to, you don't have to worry about things that you worry about when you have a green card. Perfect. Okay, guys, I'm going to answer one more question. Okay, so if you have, of the ones that we got earlier, if you want to send me a question, please send it now. But don't worry, even if we end tonight, you can still send us questions. We go live every week, and we and also would answer any questions that come in during the week, okay? For anyone that's watching the recap of this. Okay. My aunt is in Guatemala and she wants to come visit my mom that is very sick. What is the best option for her? Okay. So anyone that wants to come for a visit, the proper way is to apply for a tourist visa. And a tourist visa, generally speaking, you can visit for up to 6 months generally. Okay. However, the issue is that sometimes the wait, depending on what country you are, the wait for a tourist visa is really long. And I know in Guatemala, it's very long. It could be a year wait or even more just to get an interview for a tourist visa. So another option that you can consider is you definitely still try to book that appointment, the first appointment that you have for a tourist visa, and then request to expedite your appointment based on your circumstances, that you have a very sick family member that you want to visit. And you can do that through the website of the consulate after you book an appointment. So they're not going to talk to you before you have an appointment. Now, if that doesn't work and they do not expedite, they say, no, we're not approving your expedited request, then you can consider another option. And that option is called humanitarian parole. So if you have as the niece, you can petition for your aunt to come for humanitarian parole to visit your mom, to visit her sister, right? So there's options. My opinion is to first start with a visitor visa and to try to expedite that appointment. And if that doesn't work, then to ask for the humanitarian parole. I'm really, really sorry that your mom is sick, and I hope that she feels better soon. Okay, and I'm here to help. We're here to help. If you need help with this process, feel free to reach out to us, okay? Okay. Armando, hello. Do I need to hire an immigration lawyer to file to renew my green card if I have a 647 PC 647 on my record? I would have to check and see. I definitely recommend to consult with an immigration lawyer if you have anything on your record. Okay, it's definitely recommended. Perfect. Great, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for everyone that joined today and for your great questions. I'm Immigration Attorney Yael. It's my absolute pleasure to be here today and answer your questions. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and if you have questions, send us your questions. I promise to get to them as I see them, okay? So just in the meantime, until next week, everyone have a wonderful week. Take care, and God bless.